want to show you guys something. I didn't think it was going to be possible to fix the lights on the C130. Handy drill. Again, if you're doing a lot of lighting, you need this thing because it's just one of the best tools for drilling holes I've ever come across. Pin vise, no good. Well, pin vise is good, don't get me wrong, and I have 2 or 3 pin vises at different sizes, and I do use them. Okay? Have no fear of that, I do use them. But this thing, it drills at the proper speed for plastic resin, and it will drill wood. You saw me do it on the base of the Mercury 9. A pin vise can't do that. A Dremel spins far too fast. I have a variable speed Dremel, and I can't even get that thing slow enough to not melt the plastic as it drills. I also have a battery operated slower Dremel, and it still melts the plastic because they're not made for plastic specifically. They're made for dealing with wood, metal. Okay? This is made for plastic. But I'm going to show you guys something. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to do a zoom, and I know you'll see it. I have a replacement fiber threaded through there so I can redo the lighting on that wing. 1 wing down, 1 to go. This is the bad one because the fiber broke flush with the body. I lost some of my wheels. Well, they came off. I've got them. They're sitting on my desk. The one through the top, I got to drill a new hole because it broke flush with the body as well, but that's going to be nothing to drill out. So I'm going to get the lighting fixed on the C130. It's just going to take some work. But once that lighting's fixed, I start working on that, and I'll have her done quickly. This is the thing that worried me the most, getting this done, and it looks like it's going to get done maybe not today, because as soon as the wife comes home, we got to go. But it'll get done close to today. I got to check the time, see when she's coming back. Anyhow, I'm happy. Because I was thinking about buying a new one of these and starting over, but I don't have to. I'm being able to fix it. It's leaving a really big hole in the bottom of the thing, but you're never going to see it because she's glued down to the base. Lots of bonuses going on here. The underside of the wings are the same. They look really, really bad, but this thing's going to be less than, I mean, look how close that thing's going to sit to the ground. Are you really going to put your eyes down there underneath that wing and see it? Especially when it's in the middle of the base? No. So you're nitpicky if you're getting that low on it. And this is just going to line up perfectly the way I want it, with the tip right like that. I'm using a smaller diameter fiber this time too. The last fiber I was using was bigger than this, and that's probably part of the problem I had with it. It was too large a size. Alright everyone, I'll be back. I got to drill out the other side, but in the top, I get that done. It's a microcrystal clear. I got to touch up the paint a little bit of touch-up sanding, and then I can actually start detailing this thing. Get out the Micron pens, because I'm going to do the windows and stuff with Micron pens. Clear coat it. She's ready to go. Put the little prop spinners on there. I'm in happy land, because what I thought was going to be incredibly difficult is literally taking me 10 minutes. Alright, back in a bit. Alright everyone, I tried to fix some stuff, and I made it worse than it was. See, my roads around here have a lot of tar marks where they patch the concrete with tar to keep it from leaking. And I was trying to duplicate that, and some areas it's fine, some areas it's way bad. I'm going to have to clean that up a lot. I'm going to let this dry and literally fix it. Another thing I was doing, and the fun part about fixing this is I'm going to have to get the airbrush out and paint. And I'm going to have to avoid all the fiber optics sticking out of the base, because I don't want to paint over these fibers. Okay. This street light was broken. It's been hit with some glue. It's better. I took my soldering iron, put a tip on it that has a pretty good flat tip, and I touched it on top of almost all of the fibers, cleaning up the cuts. I still see a few of these need to be cut down to size. Okay, like these. Once I get them cut down, that's good. All the LEDs I fixed are now functional. I'm going to let this dry. Tomorrow, I'm going to get out the airbrush. I know what color the original concrete was, so I'm going to paint it. Then next time, I'm going to hit this with oil paint and not acrylic paint, because that was my mistake. I'm hitting the same kind of paint with the same kind of paint. And it just don't work. I could have done all this with an oil paint really quick, really easy. If I messed up, just wipe it off. Wasn't thinking. So, know my mistake now. But we learn by my mistakes. I don't think it's all that horrible, but it's very obvious it was done with a brush. And it's bad in spots. Like that spot I can't leave. Some of that, maybe. But any stains like that should have been in the center of the helipad, not on the sides. And you can see where I dropped the paintbrush I was using right there. That's okay. This is not the finished product for the surface. I'm going to put some static grass and other things over. Some bushes can go there. So that's okay. And again, you can see I did all the repairs to the lights. Everything's functional. I haven't ran the Mercury 9 in a while. I'm going to test her out in a bit and see how she looks. I'm getting very, very close to doing the final parts on this. My oil tank for this spot is now done. It just needs one more coat of primer and one more check over before I'm satisfied. I got to figure out how to mount it there. Okay. I need to do some more painting on the base. So this wasn't really a huge mistake. It's just kind of annoying. I'll just have to be careful when I run the airbrush to clean up some of this paint. Like you can see, there's a paint line there that needs to be fixed. There's a paint line there that needs to be fixed. But we're getting there. When I'm working on detail painting, you know I'm close. Okay? And again, some areas, like I said, this looks okay to me. Some of this looks okay, what I did. Some areas don't. So, we're going to fix. I'm rambling. Time to get on with it. I got to touch up some paint on these streetlights. They took some breakage. I'm going to have to fix that one over there, too. They took some breakage in the move. They're pretty fragile. But I think they set the tone very, very well for this thing. Yes, I'm at the back end of it. Anyhow, I'm going to go. I've got the fiber figured out for the C130. Let me get that real quick and put it on there. She doesn't have her running lights done, but just to show you guys what it's going to look like, she's going to sit right there. Okay. And then I got the Sea King. I need to do a bit of touch-up painting that's going to sit right there. So you can see I got my scale worked out fairly well on these things, because Sea Kings are big, big helicopters. Really big. The C-130 will be glued down to the surface like that. So once I get the fiber strung in it, I'll do the detail painting on it and it'll be done. I'll be getting ready to mount some stuff up on this. I mean, I'm getting really, really close to mounting some stuff up on this. I'm looking for the radar dish right now. That worries me. I don't see it. Where did I put the radar dish? Please do not tell me I broke it. Oh, I did not. It's in there. We're going to have this hut right here. I want to put a light in that hut. Radar dish goes here. Like that. You guys are starting to see what this is going to look like, aren't you? A little truck driving here. Stopped. A forklift here. Waiting for the C-130. Yeah, you guys are getting the idea. I want to do a little bit more painting on these tanks. I want to put a tank there. Guarding the entrance to the Mercury 9. I don't know if I'm going to use some of these other support vehicles or not. Because it is a military base, you know. We should have some of these running around. Like an oxygen cart. I think that's what that is right there. I don't know. Anyhow, like I said, you can see I'm getting close. I'll be back with the next update later. Well, we're driving to El Paso from College Station. A good 750-mile drive. And we're about, hold on, BB. We're about 250 miles outside El Paso. And we start seeing these windmills everywhere. I mean, they are all the way around the horizon on top of these mesas. And I got a couple questions about that. Why build them out here in the middle of nowhere? There's no one around here. I know why they build them out here, because of the wind. The wind constantly blows here. It's a great location for them. But there's no one living in this area to reap the benefits of these windmills. I mean, they're literally surrounding us. Okay? They got to be generating tons of power out here. But what are they doing with it? Where's it going? This is no conspiracy theory thing. I'm sure they built some big transmission lines and they're transmitting the power hundreds of miles somewhere. But that kind of seems off to me, because transmission loss over that distance is going to be huge. That's why they build power plants in the cities where they need the power, instead of building them, you know, miles upon miles away. The only plant they build miles away is the nuclear power plant, for good reason. And that produces so much power cheaply that you don't care that it's so far away. Windmills are not the cheapest form of power. So again, the question is, why are they building out here? Plus, it's kind of eerie just to see these things. I mean, you see these little rods sticking up off in the distance as you get closer. You see the windmill blades. The other thing I'm going to say, and I've done the research on this, you can look it up, is these things kill hundreds upon hundreds of birds per year. A lot of those birds are endangered, and they don't get fined for it. Where, if you're talking about an oil well, and I see these reports, oil well springs a leak, the oil sprays on the nest of some bird, and the oil company gets fined $20,000 for killing 2 birds. These things out here, I promise you, are killing hundreds of birds a month, and they're not getting fined at all, and that irritates me. If you're going to find the oil companies, you got to find these people. You got to treat everyone the same. So we're getting a rant here about equality. Okay, should I do that? Have a rant about equality, Nellie? She's not going to comment. Okay, I'll save my rant about equality for some other time. The fun part is the speed limit out here is 80 miles an hour. So we're making good time on our travel. Yeah, we're 270 miles out of El Paso. But still, a lot you guys would like to see just windmill after windmill. For miles upon miles. I mean, they've been this way for 20 miles now. Minimum. Just windmills everywhere. You know, and I bet the people, when they originally bought this land out here, they probably paid, what, $500 an acre for it? Thinking, I'm not going to get much out of this. No, I've seen a lot of oil derricks pumping oil and a lot of windmills. So the people who bought all this land out here are probably laughing now. Thought it was worthless. All we had were cactus and mesquite trees. Nope. Someone's paying them good for the use of that land with those windmills. That they are. Well, anyhow, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this strange, weird view in the middle of nowhere, Texas, with windmills on every single mountain top, mesa top, sorry, so no one corrects me.